One thing about Lifetime, they are going to collect them coins, baby. They're going to put in filler, questions we don't need answers to, things no one cares about to make the coin. So let's get into this reunion. That could have been an email. Hit that intro real quick. Why don't we? Have we finally come to the end of this season of Married at First Sight? Have we? Somebody let me know, because I think we still got, 2 more episodes? Or is it 1? Okay. But if you are new here, I am the illustrious Denise Brady, licensed marriage and family therapist. And I keep it real. We shoot it straight, no shot, no chaser, just giving it to you real raw, all right? Now, I watched this episode 2 of the reunion. Can y'all believe it was filmed a year after Decision Day? Production, can y'all get together? Why are y'all filming a reunion 1 year after Decision Day? Why has so much time passed? Which makes sense about why this was a big kumbaya. And Kevin did his best to try and milk, pull, get what we needed. But did we get anywhere? All right. But let's get into it. Make sure before I start, you hit that notification bell. You hit that like. You share this with your group chat. Okay. But we are 1 year later after Decision Day. All right. And we are left again. Who ran this season? Who was at the forefront? David and Madison. So we start there, people. Okay? Because if we didn't have David and Madison, as much as y'all hate them, as much as y'all are tired of it, y'all are grossed out, it's cringe, he's going to get his karma, she's going to get his karma, all the comments that y'all be saying, they really ran this season. Because without them, what would we be talking about? Okay? Will we still be talking about Ike and Emem? But they ran the season, okay? And everybody wants to know, when did the shenanigans start? Okay? Give us the timeline. Let us know. We all want to know, when did it really start? And, as much as they're like, should we? Do we tell them? Is it our business? Are we further away from that we don't want to be there anymore? We want to move forward with our relationship. We're going to give a little bit, okay? It happened in the gym. And were their feelings there on the honeymoon? Yes. And David openly says, there was a part of me that, during the honeymoon, I looked at her like, damn, why you couldn't match me with her? Right? But I knew I was here to be married to Michelle, be a husband to Michelle. Though within 3 weeks, I realized she wasn't feeling me. Her walls were up, the doors. I was knocking, bamming. Do you think he was bamming, or was he just politely knocking? Okay. She had been more aggressive in his approach to try and get her to knock them walls down. All right. But Michelle still does not believe that there was no intimacy, that the text was more than just a first time texting somebody. Kevin says the same thing, buddy. That ain't no text you send somebody shooting your shot now. That's a text you send somebody when you already then shot up the club. Okay. But he still says there was nothing physically that happened. Michelle's like, okay, boy. All right. All right. Now, he says the future holds for him a wife in Madison. That is his soulmate. That's his ace boon coon. That's the mother of his children. And he is wanting to be the man that Michelle could have had if she had let those walls down. And I want to know from you guys, do you think that if Michelle was open, he would have been this guy that he is with Madison? Do you think it's now that he's with Madison, he has grown and evolved? Or do you think he's still the same shitty person that some of y'all believe he is? I personally believe that the person we are seeing, we could have also saw that with Michelle. But due to Michelle, to me, checking out day one, and she says she always had a feeling that there was something there with him. From when she first saw him, he just didn't seem right with her. Oh my God, y'all. Oh my God. How many times are we going to leave with that? All right. You checked out day one because you weren't interested. You weren't attracted to him. You found out about his, in Kevin's eyes, his apartment below his parents' house, not the basement, his apartments. And you said, oh no, that's beneath me. Okay. But he says he wants to provide Madison with the world, financial stability. And I believe he said he bought a property. But was it that Michelle wasn't interested? Could it have been also that Madison brought out that part of him that maybe he needed to tap into? Sometimes it takes the right woman to bring out those things in somebody. Is Madison that woman? I'm not quite sure. But I think that we didn't get the full picture because there was just so much cement walls. There were cement walls up against him trying to make something and build something with Madison. Okay. She admits, as he apologizes, Michelle admits that she has her walls up and there is work to do. Some accountability on the stage. And now I'm not saying that because, Michelle had walls up that it's okay what David did. No, I am not saying that. Okay. But I do believe that, a lot of people on this stage were not ready for marriage and it shows. Okay. But we're going to get into that a little bit later. All right. And then we get to Juan and Karla. Juan is so diplomatic. I feel like at times he's being so PC and trying to play to the audience of like me. I'm sorry. I'm going to use these words that sound great. They're very vague to make y'all kind of, like me again. And I know there's this whole blackmail thing going on the internet that I'm not that invested. I don't really care that much that these YouTubers made this video that sparked all this like mess that everybody's trying to make a coin off of and talk about. I'm just not that person. I'm not that invested to just come on here and make videos just to make money. So I didn't make a video about it. All right. But there's lots of, if y'all want to hear about it, go over there to them other channels. I ain't got the time. I don't really care. All right. I think both these people on paper could have worked. But like Karla said on that stage, he's too analytical. He's too in his mind. And honestly, the body was not bodying for him. He was not attracted to her. And because Juan is like always one step ahead, survival mode. Okay. He cannot just say I wasn't attracted to her because he's so worried about what the world is going to think about him. And he's trying to focus on keeping his image instead of being honest. There were little sparks that Karla left him with some things of vibration, wanting to connect with nature. But I feel like he's so just in his head about what he ideally wants. Who, if you see his new girlfriend, is pretty much Karla with titties and ass. It's the same woman. Okay. But I think Juan is just, I don't think we ever really got to know who Juan really is. I think Juan is a big kid at one point, but then at other points I see him trying to be a businessman. And there's a lot of, compartmentalization of, I'm the funny kid over here, but I have to be this grown man who's a business owner and present one way. And then we also have diplomatic Juan. So there's all these different parts of him that never come together. I think they have to show up in different situations depending on what that situation, place, people, or thing needs of him. But all these separate pieces of him never come together. So I think Karla saw bits and pieces of what could be, just like I feel like I did as an audience, but they never came together. Because I think Juan is very lost. And for so long, he's been playing a role, wearing a mask for the world. And until he's ready to have all these parts of himself come together, this is the one you're going to get in any relationship. Okay. He's going to be, like I say, sometimes a chameleon to those situations. But throughout this whole episode, he was just very like politician, very diplomatic, trying to say the right thing. I'm just like, who are you really? Who is Juan really? At least Karla is really herself. She says that, Kevin asked her, when do you feel like the marriage when you really checked out? And it's interesting because she says during the honeymoon, I'm like, if that's true, the actions, the body language was not given to me that you checked out during the honeymoon. Now, to me, the whole situation with you gonna learn today really put a nail in the coffin on y'all relationship. But I feel like you kept trying, and Juan once again just chameleonized himself to be who he thought production wanted him to be who he thought maybe viewers wanted him to be. And in the end, it backfired because viewers don't like him and they hate him. And I think this whole controversy over the weekend really only exacerbated and made things a lot worse for him. The role he's playing, the diplomatic person, nobody wants that. They want the real Juan. Just be your real self. And apparently they have secrets on each other. He could release secrets about her. He could release secrets. She could release secrets about him. But there's this NDA. So what is the big secret? If there's any secret at all, both these people need to move on with their motherfucking lives. Okay, is what I got to say. Now all the men come together and this kumbaya. Nobody really cares about bad blood. We moved on. It's been a year, guys. I don't hate him for stealing my wife. It's no beef over here. We hang out together. We live near each other. It ain't no beef. Okay? And then we get the experts who failed throughout this season. Okay? Do y'all realize on this stage, this is the most airtime we are seeing from the experts all season. It's on part 2 of Reunion. Okay? And once again, the only neutral one to me is Dr. Pepper. Pastor Cal gets on his high horse about marriage is about being blah, blah, blah. Marriage is about... He's on his high horse. His holier than now about marriage. Okay? And the thing about, Pastor Cal, I feel like he pushes his own agenda about marriage and, has a very old school conceptualization about marriage that is not nuanced. There's not nuance to this show and what relationships are like nowadays, what dating is like nowadays. And I think it's time to go. They need people who are more nuanced to dating, relationships, how people fall in love nowadays, what marriage is nowadays. Not what it was 20 years ago, what it was 40 years ago. Marriage has evolved. It's a lot different. So I need him to go and get off that damn high horse and take it back to the stall, okay? It's time to go. It's time to pack it on up and let's go, okay? Dr. Pia is another one. I think there's potential with Dr. Pia, but her opinions, her implicit bias and feelings about these different people and interactions get in the way also, okay? If she was only able to be objective and not subjective, okay, and let her own feelings about Ike, her own feelings about David, let it go. Be neutral. Be here for these couples. Show up and leave your opinions and your beliefs at the door about them. Hell, put in your group chat of the people you trust who are not going to put you on blast now on the internet. Remember that. But I just feel like her rolling her eyes when David speaks, her not really believing him, that ain't your business. Your business is to support and provide expertise in healthy relationships and helping these couples thrive, be healthy. Even outside being a couple, as an individual, helping and show up for these people. So I would keep her, but I need her to learn how to not let her feelings and emotions get in the way of her job. All right. Now, Michelle and Alan also come on stage. Michelle's like, well, there's a rumor that at the last minute you switched me and Madison. I ain't never heard that rumor. Chat, let me know if y'all have ever heard that, because I have not. Okay, I'm like, where that shit come from? All right. But Michelle is the princess. She's a season 18 Married at First Sight princess. Okay, they had on her with kid gloves. She's always on stage first. She, to me, must be making the most money from this season out of the whole cast, because we see nothing but her. Alan has kind of moved on. He's kind of over it. All right. Who really matches these people? Because I still don't believe it. I don't believe it's the experts. I really believe it has to be a little bit of production, a little bit of manipulation. And if anybody from production is watching this video, y'all can DM me and be anonymous. Okay. But I just don't believe that the experts at the end of the day are the ones really matching people. And they said they match Madison with this other person who could have been her match because of race. So it sounds like we could have got another black dude, but they didn't actually put him because of that. You know, once again, y'all can keep Dr. Pepper, get her to speak a little bit more. But Pastor Cal and, Dr. Pia, let me know. Do y'all want to keep her for Peacock? Let me know, okay? Finally, we get to the real tea. We see Brandon. This man has issues, okay? Like, where do I start with him? All right, so first we're going to start with Emem taking responsibility. Well, not her. Ike taking responsibility, saying he feels like he didn't get a woman who had his back. And Dr. Pia rolls her eyes. What does that mean, have your back? I want to know, where is the footage? Where is the footage of their relationship? The interactions, the dates, being in the apartment together. It makes no sense to me that there's no footage anywhere of them being together. Are y'all protecting her? Where is the footage? Okay, it doesn't make sense to me. Now, does it make sense to y'all? Because it gotta be something. Somewhere. I know it is. Why aren't y'all showing it to us? All right? But, Pastor Cal, is still on his high horse. And then cue to Brandon. He is so immature, y'all. He is such a joke to me. He is such a joke. All right. So he's walking on stage. Ike is like, deuces. My boundary is that I'm not going to be up here and playing this mess. This is my boundary. Once again, he's setting a boundary. I'm not doing this with y'all. Y'all not playing games with me. And here come Brandon. I want to bet, y'all. I want to bet. See, I said he wasn't going to shake my hand. Oh my God, girl. Why do you have so much going for yourself and you messing with this fool? Why are you messing with him? Why a woman of this caliber feels a need to fulfill her goal, mission, desire to be married through this? And he knows they're on national TV, but over and over again, the way he speaks, it was with that cartoonish ass bow tie. Okay? Now, they asked him about what happened after they, I think, got engaged or that night. Was that necessary? Was that necessary? Talk about y'all had some Hennessy. Where this man come from? The story don't make sense. And even if it did make sense, why? 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 Now, the only thing, that I did, have some feelings about, unfortunately, she was 14 weeks pregnant and she did lose a baby, which I never want to see a woman go through any type of pregnancy loss. The joy, the happiness of finding out you're finally pregnant, only to lose a child is something that we do not talk about in the Black community. Miscarriages, going through that stuff alone, the shame, the embarrassment, how do you tell people? That is really hard. And then there's the other part of me that means that within 6 months of getting engaged to this person while you're still married, I guess they got an annulment, but within 6 months you got pregnant by this man that you just reconnected with. I don't know. I just feel so conflicted because I'm like, I don't want to talk negatively about that piece because it is sad. She is grieving. But at the same time, I'm just like, why are you moving so fast? Can we slow down? Get to know him. Immerse your lives. See what it's like to be a stepmother to those children for some time. See if he really fits in long term. There's just like this, I don't know, rush to do it all so soon with somebody I feel like you really don't know. And so I just want her to slow it down. But I know at this point, any day now, we're going to get another pregnancy announcement, which is, I'm happy, you know, especially after going through a loss. It's happy to see that she is happy. She feels like she's thriving. I just don't have any respect for Brandon. I just think that he's a manipulator. He's love bombing. And I think that he's laying on so thick that she can't walk away. And the way she, you know, y'all have been talking about maybe she was pregnant. The way she was kind of sitting on that couch, all slouched with her legs open, it did kind of make me kind of like, is it a baby under there? Okay, but once again, them ovaries ain't my business. That ain't my vagina. It's not my business. But eventually, I do feel like a pregnancy announcement is going to come. And great for them. But please slow down. Why do we put so much pressure on ourselves to have it all so soon? Why can't we just get to know people? Why do we have to rush for the title? Why are we so goal orientated? Oh, I want the ring. I want the title. I want the mom. Why can't we just exist in a relationship? Okay? It's like, I don't know if she's trying to prove it to the world, if she's trying to prove it to herself, but it just feels so unnecessary. It's given desperation, I think. I can't. Like, he's embarrassing. And they told him, like, you do know you're on national TV, right? And the experts and Kevin were like cringing at the things he was saying and doing. Okay. It was too much, y'all. Okay. Now I just want to see more of her life not attached to a man. Her just living, her just thriving. Women in general, for some reason, these black women that we see on TV always have to be attached to a relationship. Who are they outside of these men? And it was kind of brought up the tangent here for a second. It was kind of brought up the same thing about AD and Ollie. AD is only known to be attached to a man. So it got me kind of thinking, like, you know, why do we see black women thriving only when they're attached to men on TV? Maybe that's something I should talk about. All right. And then we get to David and Madison. David, in some ways, y'all don't want to hear this. He has matured a little bit. It's been a year. I think he had some time to self-reflect. And maybe it's that for him, he's found his soulmate that, you know, that has pushed him to, I might be a husband one day, a real husband, I guess, a father, a provider. I want to give this woman the world. How can I be a better me? Because I am getting some maturity, some developments. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but he does seem like he has changed. And now he has moved into Madison's place like I suspected. It only made sense that he moved into her place. And David apologizes to the experts, which is great because he admits he did lie. There were a lot of lies. All right. And I think they still want to know the timeline. And I think after speaking the first time, maybe they went backstage and discussed like, hey, let's just not feed into the timeline. Maybe they're still trying to hide the truth is that they were kind of messing around early on. But it seems like they're in a place where like everybody is like, we have moved on from this show, y'all. A year later to film this reunion. Why? And then it did not need to be no 2 parts. All right. Now he apologizes. He basically like fifth. I plead the fifth. When it comes to how long have y'all been together, when the intimacy starts, none yet is the answer. But yeah, Madison, he says his soulmates. And they asked Madison, when did you find in yourself when you decided I want to shoot my shot and risk it all? And let me tell y'all, It makes sense, okay? The way the events happen after this, okay? So she says she saw him being vulnerable and being hurt by Michelle, and that was a moment where she felt like he's really hurting, and I think I have strong feelings for this man that I want to help him. I want to be with him. I want to love on him. Which to me makes sense about why, when they had that whole warehouse scene, she came in heavy. Fisticuffs. She was ready to lay hands. Because I think that's a person to me that was still upset and hurt by another woman hurting her partner. And I think that's why she came in so hot, because she still had all that emotion of seeing the man she loves, be hurt by another woman. And you're the woman who hurt my person. Not justifying it. I'm totally not justifying it. But I see how, all that emotion was still riled up. And I want to know how long in between was it that they had the warehouse thing and, Madison finally decided that she really wanted to be with him. Because it lines up with, the emotions and feelings still being there. She hadn't really processed them, talked to anybody prior about them, and probably at times felt lonely in her experience because she was keeping a secret. She was lying. She was creeping. Okay? And I think Madison is a person who does seem to have some anxiety also, which I think played a role in how she interacted and at times can be a people pleaser. All right? She is a people pleaser. All right? And then we get Juan up here being a politician. Everyone comes back together. A lot of fluff. It was a lot of fluff. A lot of, what do you want the people to know about you guys one last time? Do you read the comments? And it's so interesting because I feel like the ladies had one kind of way they were treating David on the show, but then once it ended, I felt like now Camille's like, hey, David's getting too much hate about him living in the apartment. And I was like, now suddenly people care about him? What's really going on? But I think it's just been a long time in between the show filming, the reunion. Why was it a year later? I don't understand that. But yeah, the last parts were just kind of like, y'all doing this for advertisement dollars. We don't need it to be this long. The uncut scenes of what Camille and Thomas be in the kitchen together, we don't really need that. We didn't. All right. But all in all, I feel like the cast has moved on. But they were obligated to film a reunion, so they came and did it. But no, there was no bad blood amongst one another. And everyone has moved on. They've forgiven each other. Are y'all ready for the David and Madison wedding special? You know they're going to get married, right? They're going to get married. Okay. Alan's in a new relationship with someone also from his past. Okay, apparently a woman that called him, he started dating her before he got on the show, and she actually called to, I think, go on a second date the day of his wedding or the night before. So it's interesting how Emem and Alan have both moved on from people in the past. Okay, but who do you think is going to go down the aisle first? Do you think that Pastor Cal is really going to marry Brandon and Emem? Man, this guy is just so thirsty for attention. No, who didn't give you a hug as a kid? All right, who didn't show you that they loved you? That now as an adult, you are seeking so much validation and attention from the audience, from these experts. And Pastor Cal is like, whoa, hold up, buddy. Marry you right here, right now? I'm not in the BS business. I am somebody who really cares about marriage. So he says we need to have some conversations. He wants to probably counsel them. Let's have some marriage counseling from a pastor. Let me do my whole little thing with you guys, because I'm not about to marry you right now. But damn, marriage right now on this stage? Would y'all have wanted to see it? But yeah, I think that he's doing too much. He loves camera time. And what kind of spinoff do y'all think they're going to try and have? Because I feel like this season was such a success in the eyes of marketing, advertisement dollars, and ratings that they're not going to let it go. They're going to try and give us something. We still have one more episode. I think it's like, Where Are They Now or something? You know they landed on thick, y'all. They need the money. Because now that Married at First Sight has actually left the network, they're trying to do these docu-series, the Octomom, the other little girl who just got out of jail. What's her name? Something Rose. They're going into this whole docu-series thing that they're about to start doing. Because what else do they kind of have left going right now? They don't have a lot. Okay. But what'd you think about this reunion? Was it necessary to have this many parts? What was the highlight for you? Or who do you think is going to get married first? Will it be David and Madison? Will it be Emem and Brandon? Okay. And Camille and Thomas ain't going nowhere. They're going to be married. They are. All right. But make sure you hit that like. You subscribe, baby girl. Share this with your group chat. Stay for a little bit. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.